Star Trek Con. So this is the podcast I just wrapped back in November.
Yeah.
I had to catch up real quick for this episode. I was telling you I listened to like 1.5 speed. Tried to, it was really too fast, but unfortunately I listened to it and then I stopped and I kind of forgot where I left off.
Yeah.
So I had to like kind of revisit things. And so what were your thoughts of the podcast overall?
The overall, so I'm a huge fan of audio dramas or audio comedies.
Likewise, yeah.
So, like old time radio.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Radio Classics channel on Sirius XM.
Oh, fun.
I still listen to that.
Sure.
You got like your funny programs like the Jack Benny Show.
Yeah.
But then you have like Johnny Dollar, who's an insurance investigator, and you have all these really cool things that are just strictly made for radio. This very much reminded me of that, but with modern effects and sound effects, and I thought it was super well done.
Yeah, the sound design was great. I thought
the sound design was great.
A lot of TOS effects.
Voice work was phenomenal.
Yeah. Actors pretty solid.
Oh yeah, whoever I can't remember the guy that did Con.
Yeah, he's on Lost.
Okay, sounded great.
Yeah. Sexy Con.
Yeah, but I thought it was awesome because you always wondered.
Yeah.
What happened to these people after, they got over to
Marooned.
City Alpha.
Turns out a lot of shit happened.
Turned out a lot happened.
Yeah.
And it was so cool.
Yeah.
From planet dynamics and
the shift of 5 being destroyed, right?
Oh yeah.
That was really like, wow, you got them on the ground like experiencing this and
the whole thing, and even at first, with the predators that are on the actual planet themselves.
That was terrifying. Well, they had like a wild pig or something.
That was just...
Then they discovered the was it after, I can't remember, was it after the 5 incident that they discovered the eels?
I thought that was before. It might have been after. I don't remember.
But they were there either way. It's not like 5 caused the eels to appear, but goddamn, those things are like
that was terrifying. And without the use of visuals, they did a phenomenal job playing that up. And then the other. The other visitors to the planet that
was crazy. I'm like, there's aliens on this fucking planet.
Yeah, and
how you can explain this?
Yeah.
The Elborians.
5 stars, yeah.
Elborians are a telepathic species.
Yeah.
And so that was a shock. I'm like, what the hell? And then when they were gearing up to attack them, I'm like, oh, this is not a good idea. Like they're probably not enemies or whatever.
Right. Do more. Do more of these types of podcasts, and awesome.
Going forward, like with the new regime, like if they could do some miniseries, like because this was originally going to be a miniseries.
Yeah,
I think it was going to be a 3-night deal.
Yep,
I would have loved that.
Yeah, I would have loved. See, that's just it.
Even the cast is great to be put on the screen.
After listening to it, I'm like, I would have loved to have been able to see this.
Yes, same. Because sometimes it's hard for me to kind of. I mean, they do the best they can. Mm-hmm. There is one issue. The lady playing Marla. She's a great actress. I don't remember her name offhand. I'll put it right here. Yeah. She's on For All Mankind, which you need to check out. It's really good. But anyway, the only problem I had was her voice sounded like another actress's voice on the show, and
there was a couple similar voices.
I couldn't tell the characters apart, and so that really was distracting.
Especially in the times where they had scenes together.
You're like, is she talking to herself?
Right.
Yeah. So like, she sounded just like someone else, and so when Con would be talking to either one of them, I'd be like, what? Who are we talking to?
So I was playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and the main the female character from Dathomir, she's one of the characters in Con.
Oh, okay, yeah, so, I think I remember this now. Yeah.
I was just like, when I heard her talk for the first time, I'm like,
yeah.
I just heard her voice last night playing this video game.
Right.
Is that the same?
That's funny.
So I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, she's in this. That's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, when we're talking about the eels, I think a lot of us picture like the small little ones that went in the ear.
Yeah.
These are the big ones. This is where Con pulled those little ones from. So that alone was terrifying, just to think, the thought of it. And
it's just how they introduced it though was great.
Yeah.
They really put good bows and bookends on what we saw in Star Trek 2.
Right.
That was so cool.
What I couldn't get around though was it was like they instantly went insane when they had these, and they are infected with them, around their cerebral cortex.
Yep.
And I think Khan actually killed one of his men because he was just so out of it. And I think he killed somebody else. Of course, Marla gets it too, which is we knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming.
It was set in Star Trek 2. Yep. I even watched that scene again to see if I could pick up anything different. I was like, how did Chekhov survive? Because it's supposed to be certain death. But then I looked it up, and I don't know if it's someone's theory or this is actually kind of put in the details. Yeah. But the thing is, when remember Terrell, Captain Terrell, he vaporized himself. Yeah. Well, he killed the bug at the same time, the eel. Yep. His brother came out of Chekhov at protest of death. That's what they said. So. Okay. So he didn't get to finish what he does.
He didn't finish eating his cerebral cortex.
Right. So that's why that's how Chekhov survived. Because I was like, why are they acting like this is so this is it? It's permanent. Because when they had to take Marla, kill her brain or whatever, which was terrible. It was like she finally got to enjoy. I think it's the first moment she actually got to relax on the planet because she was in this.
She's at the spa.
Yeah, right. Well, they do call it something spa. Yeah. Hot spring.
Right, hot spring or something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, she was she's pregnant, which I'm like, whoa, shit. She's pregnant. So she's relaxing in the spa, and then that's when she gets it by the eel. And I was like, oh man, that was when I felt like it was symbolic kind of, it's the first time she let her guard down entirely, and she got, infected or whatever.
What happened, yeah.
And then, their child was Kali. So it turns out the Oborians caused City Alpha 6 to be destroyed, right? I think it was something with their engines, burnt the atmosphere up or something. So when that was revealed, I was like, well, why is he so mad at Kirk in Star Trek 2 then?
Yeah.
You didn't check on us, or you thought, because this whole idea was with this investigation with these tapes was to prove Kirk deliberately maybe put them there in harm's way or something. And of course Sulu was objecting to that, and rightfully so.
Right.
So it was nice how they explained all that. And I don't know, did you see the twist coming with the main person investigating the tapes?
I honestly didn't. No.
I started to once there was the daughter and she was leaving the planet. I was like, I wonder if that's her.
Yeah.
So that was interesting how she was trying to prove her father wasn't this terrible tyrant guy, and in a way she did prove. He just lost so much that he just wanted vengeance, and Kirk was the only one basically around he could seek his vengeance on.
Right. And you know what, that's what made Khan such a phenomenal villain.
Yeah.
Even in Star Trek 2, I mean, they did enough of explaining that he wasn't your just typical I'm bad for the sake of being bad. Hey, I was genetically engineered to be kind of bad.
Yeah.
But then, he wanted to go start his own thing, and and
they let him,
and
it was kind of a peaceful,
and circumstances happened that were just screwed up, and so those make the best villains. They're layered at that point.
Absolutely.
They're not Paul Giamatti.
Right. I would have preferred a narrator maybe to kind of direct the scenes, to put you there.
Yeah.
But it's just I just found myself having to pay a lot of attention. I would definitely go on auto mode. I do that sometimes when I'm at work and I listen to true crime. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh my God.
What happened?
Totally was blah, 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 blah. I think it was interesting how they would start the flashbacks, if you will, the recorded tapes with it sounding like a recording, and then it just did that transition where it was
very smooth
talking. Like Hunt for Red October.
Very cool.
When they do that with the Russian and they go British or whatever. I thought that was awesome. But overall I really dug it. I hope they do more, or like I said, do a mini series. I would have loved to have seen this, and I just feel like it was Kurtzman's ego that wouldn't allow it. Nicholas Meyer wrote it, and Robert Meyer Burnett, I've talked to you about. I follow him on years ago. I still remember this. He got a hold of the scripts,
right?
Because it really looked like it was not going to happen,
right?
And I remember I was painting my ceiling in my bathroom and listening to it, and I just kind of got distracted. But he was doing this live. He was reading the scripts, and I turned it off because I'm like, oh, I'll listen to it later. Well, Nicholas Meyer was kind of pissed, so he sent him a few emails.
Yeah,
and he had to take it down. So I never
couldn't finish listening to that. Yeah.
Right, I know. I was so devastated. I was like, I really wanted to listen to it. You know, Nicholas Meyer writes books. Maybe he can adapt this to a book or novel form. That would be cool. Even with pictures. Even with pictures. That would be neat.
There's so many cool things that they could make into these little podcasts or whatever, you know.
Sure. Well, you could bring Kirk back that way. I mean, Shatner is starting to sound old.
Yeah,
you know? He's getting that.
And so Sulu.
Yes, it was stretching. We'll just say he had a cold.
We'll just say he had a cold, you know, but that was, I hate saying that was my only complaint.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, he was sounding his age for sure.
I know, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm reading a Star Trek novel, and I wish I had the name of it. I'll
book review it for us.
Yeah, I'll do it when I'm done.
Yes.
It takes place in 3 different timelines, like
holy shit.
The first couple years of the 5-year mission.
Okay.
After. And then present day.
Nice.
Today.
Yeah.
There's a true crime podcast investigating the disappearance of Jillian, the whale lady.
No shit. Are you kidding me?
And then it goes,
how do I not know about this?
Oh my god, it's so great so far.
Wait, this is in the book, or there's not a podcast?
Though? No, okay, it's in the book. But
that's the shit you could tap into and
right.
Yeah, like that's what's intriguing.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
you know, and so they're bouncing back right now between timelines, and so I'm only maybe a quarter into it.
Yeah, see,
it's
I love
starting
that
off
shit.
So great.
Yeah,
so I'll do a review when it's done.
I also want to know what happened to the whole Genesis project.
Yeah,
you know, like all that stuff.
These are all the podcasts you could make.